So of course, have you ever heard of it? No, I have not heard of this movie. And I'm pretty big of superhero movies. I like them. They're pretty entertaining, pretty fun. But this movie's gonna flop. If I barely hear about this movie, X-Men Dark Phoenix, I can say this movie looking forgettable. It looks boring. Sounds boring and forgettable to me. Because I forgot this movie existed until today. So, like Endgame. I heard all this hype about Endgame until this week. Um, Nothing, absolutely nothing about Dark Phoenix. This movie is a new movie. It's another one of those X-Men movies. I won't be surprised if this movie flops. Okay, X-Men Dark Phoenix is releasing. Here's the problem. If you look, let's just look at box office. Mojo really quickly. Release schedule. So there's a much more easier one. So that we release. So we had Endgame the week before this. No movies came out on this week, of course, besides Ugly Dolls, which is not a blockbuster. It's a terrible movie. No one watched it. Then the blockbuster Meltdown started out Detective Pikachu, which grossed $50 million. And then John Wick 3 came out, which grossed another $50 million. A Dog's Journey and Son has also still underperformed greatly. Aladdin opened and its competition flopped and bombed greatly. Aladdin grossed $100 million at its opening weekend. Godzilla opened with $47 million. Now it's at $51 million world domestic. And then next week we have X-Men. And then let's not forget, it's coming out the same day as The Secret Life of Pets 2, which Secret Life of Pets 2 made more money than every X-Men movie ever made. Not combined, of course. The series sold more than Secret Life of Pets. But we'll look at the world. No X-Men movie has passed Secret Life of Pets in its domestic gross. No, not domestic, worldwide gross. So, all time, worldwide is still Avatar. It's not Avengers because Avengers is dropping very greatly. Look at Secret Life of Pets. It's at 62. No X-Men movie has passed 850 million. None of them. Bohemian Rhapsody and Star Wars are the only Fox movies to pass The Secret Life of Pets and Avatar. I didn't know Avatar was made by Fox. That was made by Disney. And Ice Age. Barely almost crossed. No, also passed The Secret Life of Pets. But what was the highest grossing X-Men movie? That has to be Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 grossed 785. So what's the non-Deadpool movies? Days of the Future Past, 747 million, where the series went downhill from there. We all know. And Dark Phoenix is gonna flop. It's gonna flop. There's no way around it. And it has a 200 and then you gotta look at its budget. But how you say it's a flop? You don't know its budget. It's probably the same as Apocalypse, which had a $150 million budget. Let's look at the X-Men. Let's look at all the X-Men movies' budgets. Days of the Future Past had $200 million budget, but it did pretty well. Probably because I had Wolverine in it. Deadpool 2 was the highest grossing of the series. No, Deadpool 2, 110 million. Deadpool had like a $50 million budget. Pretty minuscule budget for a movie. X-Men The Last Stand, $212 million budget. Logan, 97 million. So the less expensive ones are the more successful ones. X-Men 2, 110 million. Now let's go to the last film that nearly almost flopped. Apocalypse. $178 million, and the movie nearly flopped. So, and of course, Dark Phoenix is coming out this week. Or doesn't show the budget here. Godzilla's budget is $170 million. Same as Alita. So if it goes in similar amounts to Alita, $200 million budget. $200 million. And then here's all the other Avengers and Marvel. Deadpool is $58 million, and that's the one that made a lot of money. $200 million. And what are the opening projections for Dark Phoenix? Because you know it's releasing on a movie that grossed $800 million on its previous entry. Secret Life of Pets opened with $100 million and grossed over $300 million domestically. No X-Men movie that's not named Deadpool has passed The Secret Life of Pets domestically. I could think Secret Life of Pets have passed Deadpool domestically. Pets 2 is going to be at number 1. Won't be surprised if it makes it higher. Because the first movie grossed $100 million. It was projected to gross around $80 million. $60 million range, but $50 million range would be a strong start. First one grossed $875 million. Second only to Shrek 2, and of course, the unstoppable Despicable Me franchise. We well welcomed Summer's box office was strong. Incredibles 2 and Hello Transylvania. 3 were the only movies and blah blah blah. Pets is the only was a key for Illumination becoming a global box office force besides around the world DreamWorks and Pixar. Be expanding to stable characters beyond Despicable Me franchise. The sequel could have some overseas potential, grossing $41 million in 9 markets throughout May. Could be enough to, but Dark Phoenix is the first will be the New Mutants will probably flop too. It does people don't want to see it. The final installment will be a Far Cry from its box office peak. It'll be similar to the Wolverine movie. It will at best will match Apocalypse. It will be similar to Apocalypse. Is like when you talk about movies, people are talking about Toy Story 4, Pets 2, The Lion King remake, Aladdin, Godzilla. All these are big blockbusters. Pikachu, John Wick, before this month. And of course, the Endgame too. Before Endgame came out, no one was talking about Dark Phoenix. Let's look at the numbers for the longest time, and when I look at the numbers, most anticipated movies list. People or trending movies. You see Avengers. You see all these popular movies, Godzilla. All these movies making money at the box office. Most anticipated movies. Yeah, because Dark Phoenix is really coming out in a few days, but for a long time it was Avengers and all that stuff. But it's trending movies. That's pretty interesting. I don't think they put new movies on here. Movies are not out yet. Detective Pikachu is the number 1 trending movie. Avengers, Aladdin, Godzilla. But Dark Phoenix is being beaten out by an animated Avengers movie. The Secret Life of Pets 2 is not on here either. But Pets 2 has more of the audience potential as well as a kids movie. As I told you yesterday, animated movies appeal towards everyone. Everybody, a lot, people of all ages are going to go see The Secret Life of Pets 2. The only people who are going to go see the Dark Phoenix are going to be, of course, the diehard X-Men fans and Marvel fanboys and Marvel fans. Track for lowest X-Men opening ever probably will still be X-Men Origins Wolverine. That movie was a complete train wreck. But you gotta see here, the movie's gonna be a complete box office flop. It's gonna be a box office disaster. Gotta forget that Dumbo and Nutcracker failed because Dumbo and Nutcracker, people didn't like those movies. That's why. That's why Aladdin's doing well. It's because people actually like it. Forget the reviews, people actually like it. The first half hour is a fluke. It'll just go down. But here, Godzilla is already out. Godzilla is going to destroy, is going to eat into, alongside Aladdin and Pets, into Dark Phoenix's box office. Anyone want to see what's coming out afterwards? Next week is the Men in Black movie, Toy Story 4, Spider-Man, a week afterwards. No movies, so in a month there'll be no blockbusters for 1 week. And after that we have the Lion King remake. Yes, that movie is still coming out. I'm not going to see it ever. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood a week afterwards. The major blockbuster of the week. A Fast and Furious movie. Door's not a blockbuster. Nope, it isn't. 47 Meters Down sequel. That movie was pretty successful. Angry Birds movie 2. Angel Has Fallen. It's the ending of a trilogy. So of course it's gonna probably do pretty okay. And then basically the blockbuster meltdown is over. So and Dark Phoenix is gonna flop. They're not even competent in releasing the movie. It's only releasing in 3,000 theaters. So X-Men Dark Phoenix, one of the last X-Men movies ever made. Because the New Mutants is coming out and probably Deadpool 3, and that's it for X-Men. That's basically it for X-Men. Because Ryan Reynolds wants to make Deadpool a trilogy. And that's the only other X-Men movie that is in the planning stages, I believe, in production. Yeah, they're making Deadpool 3, so and Deadpool is coming. Deadpool is confirmed. Ryan Reynolds confirmed that Deadpool 3, so there's only 2 more X-Men movies coming out. Deadpool 3 and New Mutants. And that's basically it. That's it. X-Men is dead. The X-Men is dead. Deadpool 2, Deadpool 3 is confirmed, so the X-Men is dead besides Deadpool 3 and so the X-Men is over. Dark Phoenix and New Mutants and Deadpool 3 are the last X-Men movie is coming out because Deadpool is just a box office success. They're gonna make a full Deadpool movie. They're not gonna make a incomplete trilogy and not make a third one. I don't know what kind of person would not expect that, but that's basically it. The X-Men is dead. Dark Phoenix will probably end the X-Men, the long-running X-Men franchise, in a whimper. Make sure you like, sound, subscribe. And this is a very depressing video because X-Men is dead. They're dead. Goodbye.